Hello, welcome to the CIRS Healing Collective expert guest video series. I'm Jenny Johnson, the host and facilitator of the CIRS Healing Collective, which has been a resource for aspiring CIRS overcomers to share and connect from around the world since 2020. I'm a shoemaker proficiency partner and CIRS coach, and most importantly, an overcomer myself. What you're about to see is a 10-minute excerpt from a 90-minute group discussion that members of the CIRS Healing Collective got to have live with this expert guest. If you would like to see the full 90-minute replay, come on over to the CIRS Healing Collective. We have a robust video library from the past 5 or 6 years of so many expert guests. Better yet, you'll be able to join our future monthly live discussions with experts to come. We'd love to have you.
One thing that will never be a fad is your cells need fuel to make energy. As you're going through CIRS, how do we feel as good as we can, right? And the number one ingredient for physical life, is oxygen, right? So you can go 3 weeks without food. You can go 3 days without water. You can go 5 to 10 minutes without oxygen, right? And you can go a little longer without fuel. And the problem with that, with going without fuel, is it can be seductive. You think you're getting away with it, and you're not, right? You know you should glue your butt cheeks to the chair and eat some food and nourish yourself, but you're like, yeah, I just got to get these last 2 tax papers together, and then I'll make myself some food. And you just lost effectiveness and efficiency in your life, right? So when I was a young man in my residency, I went to see my first naturopath, and her name was Johanna Riley. She still practices here in town. And I was a very virile, ski charging, 20-foot cliff jumping skier, with a pretty healthy brain, doing pretty well. And I was in pretty deep with drugs and alcohol. I had kind of come to Jesus moments where I got dead sober. And I told my friend, a platonic girlfriend, about a vision I had for healthcare. And she said, that vision exists. It's naturopathic medicine. There's a school in Seattle called Bastyr, and one in Oregon called National, and one down in Arizona called Southwest. And I went on this thing called the internet, and it said Bastyr with an address and a number, and National and Southwest. And I called it, and I got my little swag bag of all my naturopathic stuff, and that was it. And the reason is I almost killed myself and had a major arrhythmia from drugs and alcohol. And I went into ER in Denison, Ohio. I'm sparing you guys a lot of fun details, but you have to read the book on that one. And I went to my first naturopathic experience, right? And she said to me, and I said, this is what's going on for me, man. Like, things were working down there. My brain was okay. I was jumping off 20-foot cliffs. Now on my way biking over here, I had to get off my bike and walk it down the hill because I got anxious about this scary hill. And it's like especially for someone in Boulder, the mountain bike. And she said, you're a thyroid body type. And I said, what's a thyroid body type? She said, you're a deficient body type. And she said, you're going to be hypo. You're going to have hypoglycemia. You're going to have hypochlorhydria. You're going to have hypotension. You're going to be prone to low blood pressure, low blood sugar, and low stomach acid. And I said, whoa, wait, what are you talking about? What's thyroid body type? And she said, I'd rather you eat. And I told her about my Sam Gerard and everything breaking and my ultimate meal. And she said, I'd rather you have a hot dog at 4 p.m. than an apple. And I said, heresy. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Not when you're a thin, lanky body type, right? An apple a day gives you a quick burst of energy and then dumps you into a hypoglycemic crash. So the book she was talking about was Dr. Abravanel's Body Type Diet. Can you guys see this book here that I'm sharing?
Yep.
It's an oldie but a goodie. It was written in the 80s. And Dr. Elliot Abravanel is a medical doctor who was the head MD at the Maharishi Institute of all of Europe. He's a lead MD for the biggest center for Ayurvedic medicine, the traditional medicine of the country, India, where you learn about the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the 3 different body types. That is your God-given body type. You can't trade it in, right? You are born that way. I've been waiting for someone to honor biochemical, nutritional individuality. And then I started learning about Chinese and Ayurvedic medicine, which have been around for 5 to 10 years, 10,000 years. And they'd already been doing this. It's patterning, right? So if you don't understand your body type, you'll never understand how to fuel your body. So it's a concept book, right? We tell patients, read the first 50 pages and take the quiz, right? Read the first 50 pages and take the quiz. If you're a T-type or a P-type, you are a thin, lanky body type, and you need animal protein till kingdom come. You will never get away from the fact that you need to eat animal protein. And you know your body type, and you get your glucose stabilized, right? If you're a heavy set, substantial body type, you can do carnivore, just be running on ketones. You can do ketogenic diet. If you're thin and lanky, you're going to do better on healthy fat, healthy protein, complex carbohydrate, and you're going to make 8 units of energy quicker. So you're still making 8 units of energy, but instead of doing like this, 8 units, you're going to go 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and you're going to feel better. And you can use feeling better to get through your buildings. You can use feeling better to talk to your relatives and your friends and your spouse and everyone else understanding you. Is if you skip breakfast as a thin lanky in the morning, it gets you in the evening. So what you do for breakfast screws you up at 3 in.the morning, right? You guys might laugh at this, but I was listening to Impulsive, which is Logan Paul, the YouTuber's podcast, and Mr. Wonderful was on there. We watched a whole lot of Shark Tank over the pandemic, and Mr. Wonderful was on C-SPAN in the middle of the afternoon forgetting the stocks he was supposed to talk about, and he went to see a functional medicine practitioner, and he slapped a CGM on him. He goes, "Dude, you're going down to your 50s on blood sugar. That's why you're having these demented moments." So he puts on the glucose monitor, fixes blood sugar. I'm back, baby. Brain's working again, right? Number 1 ingredient for physical life, oxygen. Number 2, steady fuel. Number 3, T3 thyroid hormone. Number 4, your anabolics. While you're inflammation hunting, inflammation driven in the body. I'm writing a book on healthcare and how we're going to heal it and change the system from what you have to why you have. Should be out end of 2023.
And tell me again, Dr. D, how do you speed up the process when we're at that lower production rate, but we want to speed it up? What's the technique there?
So, CIRS, SMERS, if I'm a thin, lanky body type and I woke up at 7 in.the morning, it's 9 a.m. and I haven't eaten yet.
Okay, so it's the diet for your body type.
Yeah. Diet, and then again, if we need to, we'll add some aquachrome or some proglycos P, talk about caffeine habits, talk about alcohol, it's just fermented sugar, so on and so forth. So yeah, really just owning steady blood sugar. If you're a substantial body type and you just had a big old pancake and eggs, we're like, dude, if you're gonna have pancake and eggs, have it for dinner, right? Breakfast for dinner, because your metabolism doesn't wake up and turn on to break down and digest fats until 5 in.the afternoon. Right? Yeah. Once you give them permission, the A types and the G types, but especially the A types, they're like, I've been telling people this my whole life. Like, I just don't feel hungry, And I'm like, you're right. You're totally right. And that's so fun to do because they just, people know their body, and then they read stuff, and then they pollute it, and then it should be and what they shouldn't be. And then just what's your God-given biochemical body type. It's critical to understand that.